Hi, thanks for joining me for this video on weather forecasts. In this video, we're going to talk about forecast products. And the first one we're going to discuss is the Area Forecast Discussion, or commonly known as the AFD. The Area Forecast Discussion is generated by local weather forecast offices across the United States. And basically, it's a reasoning for why the forecast is the way it is. So meteorologists sit down and talk about why, or actually write, not talk about, but they write what they think is going to happen and why. So this comes out from the National Weather Service, and typically it comes out at early morning hours, 3 o'clock in the morning, and also usually 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's updated as needed, and it's available out at the web. You can find several different locations, and we're going to look at those right now. These are the local weather forecast office regions or areas across the United States. In North Dakota, there are 2 weather forecast offices, one in Bismarck and also one in Grand Forks. As you can see, in Minnesota, there is Duluth and also Minneapolis. And then also La Crosse, Wisconsin covers the southeastern portion of Minnesota. And not showing up there, or it's hard to see, Aberdeen, South Dakota in northeastern South Dakota. If we look at the National Weather Service webpage for Grand Forks, under Forecasts, there is the Forecast Discussion. That link will take you to the full discussion. We're going to break the discussion down into several different portions. The first portion is at the top, and generally what they have here are headlines. In other words, the things that are most concerning about the weather. But then also they have in there the things that they're having the most problems with forecasting. Then they go into great detail as far as the weather phenomena that is occurring and what's causing it. After that, at the very bottom, you'll find one paragraph, and that one paragraph discusses the aviation forecast. And typically, this is more easy to understand. It's in plain language, although you will see some meteorological terms like upper level shortwave or the GFS models that we've discussed already. So this helps you understand the terminal forecast for that region, and also it helps you understand the probability of these weather phenomena occurring. Meteorologists will specifically say their rationale for this forecast and if they are sure or unsure that these things are going to occur. You can also go out to the Aviation Weather Center under Forecasts. At the very bottom, there's a link for Aviation Forecast Discussion. And it'll show you a map. If you click on the map for your region, it'll give you the Aviation Forecast Discussion for that area. The next forecast product that we'll discuss is the National Digital Forecast Database. The National Digital Forecast Database is a forecast database for the entire United States. What is done is a grid is created across the United States, and that grid has a 2.5 kilometer resolution. And for every point on that grid, a forecast is made. And the forecast is created by the local weather forecast office in your region. The weather forecasters there upload their forecast to the National Center for Environmental Prediction, and the NCEP will take the database, will take the forecast and create a database that will mesh it with all of the other forecasts from the surrounding weather forecast offices. An example is we have a weather forecast office in Grand Forks. They upload their forecast for their region, which gets merged with the one from Duluth, one from Minneapolis, one from Aberdeen, one from Bismarck, all across the United States to create an entire national database of weather across the United States. The end product is a seamless mosaic of weather forecasts all across the United States. And they do this out to 7 days, and they create graphical products that you can use to look up weather any place across the United States for your area within a 2.5 kilometer resolution. So it's a very detailed, and everybody is able to share this, and this information is used also by weather services all across the United States and also by different NCEP organizations to create specific types of forecasts. As I mentioned, forecasts are made by the local weather forecast offices, and they are uploaded to a national database. And they do this continuously throughout the day, and this produces a forecast of 1, 3, or 12-hour increments out through 7 days, depending upon the product and also depending upon the time frame. If you're looking at day 6 or day 7, it may only be every 12 hours they have a specific forecast. But if you're looking within the first day or two, you may see an update every hour. In other words, they provide hourly weather forecasts for a given location. This information can be obtained several different locations. One location is the National Weather Service's main webpage, which is weather.gov. You can go out there and look at the digital forecast, the database forecast, and pull up several different parameters. You can pull up maximum temperature or minimum temperature, or you can look at wind gusts or temperature hour by hour across the United States. You can even click on a specific region and look at the forecast for your local area. Not only is this forecast database available to the general public, but also NCEP operations, different organizations under NCEP will use this information to create specific products for their clientele. For example, one of the NCEP centers is the Aviation Weather Center, and they use this National Digital Forecast Database to create charts for aviation purposes of cloud cover, of present weather, and also surface wind direction and speed all across the United States. As an example, the Aviation Weather Center uses this forecast database to create the short-range surface prognostic charts. These prog charts show locations of fronts, also they show areas of precipitation. The precipitation that is shown came from the National Digital Forecast Database. So these are two different types of products that are used by meteorologists to create the weather: the National Digital Forecast Database and also the Area Forecast Discussion. And they can be used by you to gain a little bit more understanding about the weather and also plan your flight.